were saying.
I was just going to say, one time I walked in on my sister, who was 5 years older than me, reading the dictionary, and I was like, what are you doing? And she said, I'm trying to learn some new words.
That really strikes me as like, what are you actually up to?
She
You know
was
what I
like
mean?
17, but also she was like known as the thick member of the family at that point, so like it made sense.
Time round, as the little thing that Shaq's put up that said, I thought we'd do like what used to be a very niche genre, but now I think that it's like actually definitely a subgenre in its own right, which is time loop. I want to use the time loop mechanic because I think it's a fun D&D one. I think the McElroys used it in one season. It was like with like kind of like hard resets.
Yep.
Did they?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like season 3. It's like the town in the bubble where there's a hard reset.
So like I guess like the
with there's a little bird that sits on the stone
there's like a
guy's
golem.
shoulder.
Yeah.
I remember.
So like it's like I think it's like a really obviously it's a fun game mechanic because it's how most video games work, and like you see it occasionally in tabletop, but like I think it could actually work as a really fun one shot. It does a couple of things. It you and I often talk about like how fun it is to get really good at a game like Hitman.
Yeah.
Where
I think I've said this before. I think Hitman is the best time loop game that doesn't explicitly say it's a time loop game.
Absolutely, yeah. Just like knowing the kind of like third act Phil Connors, sort of knowing everything that's happening at once, and almost
Phil Connors?
the guy from Groundhog Day, almost being able to cue stuff. I think that it would be a difficult job for a DM, but a really fun thing for players to get to that kind of almost like godlike,
and
like kind of status.
Yeah. And we sort of tried to do this in last season of Dragon Friends.
Yeah.
It's so funny
fucking it up for us.
It's really funny that you tried to do something.
Well, I haven't
Because,
done.
like, I don't know if you know about your castmates.
I think it's funny that we still try.
The
and
goal
make
is-
it.
Yeah.
I think you listen back to early Dragon Friends and you're like, well, they don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
What is life but suffering?
Yeah.
It's true.
But no,
It's a Ben and Dave plan. Hing laughs as.
But the idea there was that we were going to do a time loop that could have the opportunity of resetting. We thought we would do that time loop many times, and we wrote a lot of notes about how that time loop worked. I think we only achieved 3 loops in the season.
Yes.
But that was the kind of the goal.
Well, Grugstan, one of our most valued contributors to this. See,
Yes.
I'm being positive now. I'm trying not
Why?
to. Well, I'm trying not to, because often what I do, Demi Lardner, and you'll have noticed this because we're friends, is I try and couch my positivity in like quite violent negativity.
You did call
Yes.
everyone in the Discord grubs. Just
I
before
did.
you went online.
I did
Well, they
the type
are
of thing.
fucking grubs.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Also, that's the only marketing that we did for this stream.
Oh, should I have tweeted? I should have tweeted about it. Sorry.
Call them grubs. But I'm trying to just be sincere. I'm trying it out for a while, see
That's
what
going to
happens.
make me really uncomfortable.
Okay, I'm not going to go full, hope punk about this. But Grugstan, it says he doesn't respond well to praise. I'm a hate piggy to tell me I'm a hog, Ben. Well, the God's own dipshit Grugstan made a good point. Interesting spins on time. It was an SCP. If you are watching the stream and don't know what SCP is, you're in for a huge treat.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
I don't know what SCP means.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do. You maybe don't.
I don't know what it is.
It's like a online writing project.
Peaches in a fucking...
Yeah. Have you not had the delicious? They're in a syrup, and
They're in a syrup.
The Awesome Foursome sing about them, I think. Maybe it was Golden Valley.
The fuck is SCP?
It's that heavily redacted creative writing creepypasta website where it's all set in.
No, fuck. Oh, you've told me about this.
Yeah, and you should fucking read it. I keep sending you links.
It's an acronym! You want me to fucking remember letters, bro?
Yeah, that is how language works.
Oh, okay, Mr. Word Scientist.
So anyway, it's well worth checking out. It's
Please,
like
Professor Woods.
it's one of those things that's kind of aged badly because it's been so influential on like a lot of fiction, and it's also referencing a lot of like fiction before it. But the game, did you ever play Control?
Yeah!
So all the little creepy things that you find in Control,
This is how you explained
that
it to
is
me.
essentially plagiarized from
Okay.
SCP. Like, it's open source, so they can do it, but I reckon you'd be pretty sore about
The
it.
current generation version of it is that thing called the Backrooms, which is very much the same idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Slenderman was SCP.
Well, something awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like, because you guys look at kind of things that are sort of interesting and like intricate like that, and I look up guys that suck themselves off on Reddit. So we're in different circles.
Do you know what, Demi?
We are not the same.
That's fine.
Not the same. I've got a new woman that I'm obsessed with. Her name is Nell Croissant, and she's on Quora, and she gets really mad about hens. She screams at people.
What's she angry about specifically?
Just that people don't know how to look after their hens, but also they haven't said, like, I do this to my hens. She's just like, none of you know how to look after your hens. Nobody said anything to her. It's fucking awesome. I love
that.
Nell Croissant.
Nell Croissant sounds like it does sound like a Dragon Prince NPC that I panicked
Yeah.
and named. Felix, I know that the concept behind SCP is great deal older than SCP. In fact, I said that. So, oh, God, that sincere niceness didn't last very long, did it?
PYF. What is that? Stop just fucking saying letters. Can you say what you mean?
Please stop. Please, it'll really anger Demi if you just keep posting letters.
Yeah.
That's letters
I
is part
believe-
of books. Are you nerd?
PYF stands for Para Jessica Fafner.
Yeah. So, sorry, to go back to what Grug was saying, that there is a really good SCP about a time loop where, like, people are slow. It's a basketball video. Where
Oh, season opener.
people, yeah, so do you want to...
So it's the story of that's actually I think one of my favorite SCPs, and it's a tape of a season opening basketball game that every time you watch it, they've noticed that through repeated watchings, the people in it are starting to become aware that they're stuck in a time loop.
Oh wow!
And it's
That's so scary.
becoming more and more chaotic, and the ones that are remembering are starting to tell people really quickly, and they've got to stop playing it because the last 12 times that they played it, they immediately just started killing each other.
Yeah, it's really, yeah.
All very pedantically logged, as if by scientists, of the phenomena of what's different on the tape every time they watch it.
Wow.
Yeah, but I think that actually hits at something that time loops are actually about, which is, like, kind of overlooked, which is time loops are actually about memory. Like, it's not actually about time travel. There's a pretty good show that came out on Sky in the UK called The Lazarus Project, and that's a time loop show.
Oh, you
And
shut up about the Lazarus Project.
I simply refuse to shut up about the solid 6.5 out of 10 Lazarus Project.
I really did stop watching it after 2/3 of the way through the first episode.
Oh, that sounds
6.5 out of 10.
That sounds completely like my shit.
Oh,
Six
really?
and a half will be like a 10 for Demi.
That's a rough thing as well, because Ben is a very, very intelligent man who loves to watch dog shit TV.
The bar for something being quite unwatchable for me is pretty high, I'm going to say. But anyway, one of the things that they say about the time loop, because it's set in a world, these are no spoilers, you know, it's 6.5 out of 10, I'm not spoiling anything, is that, like,
I'm going to be really upset.
this agency has the ability to, like, reset time at a certain date every year because the Earth passes through a singularity, and they actually go to the lengths to have a character say, what, like a checkpoint in a video game, which is good. The Earth passes through what they mock up in graphics. It looks exactly like when you pass through a checkpoint, basically. So anyway, this government agency can do
It's
it.
such a line up, and then he'll say something like
Like this, but not
not
this.
this, but like this.
Yes.
That was actually what we were going to call MPT.
This, but not this. That's actually...
Like this, but not this.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
and yet you said at the time, and then you were like, yeah, maybe that, and now you're fucking
No, it's-
begging for this, but not this.
So anyway, point is, the people who are like the Phil Connors in this have like a...
Who the fuck is Phil Connor?
Oh my god! It's
Sarah Jessica Parker.
What are you talking about?
it's
Who's Phil Connor?
Phil Connor is Bill Murray's character in Groundhog Day.
Oh, I don't care about Bill Murray. Fuck him.
Okay, but
talk about Live Die Repeat. That's not the name of the movie. Talk
Live
about that
Die
one.
Repeat was the original name of Edge of Tomorrow.
I know it was,
Yeah.
and it was a better name, and they changed it to Edge.
They did.
Edge
Yeah, now they're fucking
Edge Die
gagging.
Repeat.
Well, I think I could have this wrong, but I think that in Edge of Tomorrow / Live Die Repeat, they actually do travel back in time.
No,
No?
the day just resets.
Yeah, it's a time loop.
No, I know, but like,
They don't travel back in time.
but how do they remember?
Only he remembers.
Yeah, but
No,
why?
but she remembers
Because-
also.
She remembers, but that's because she got the alien's blood into her. But
Okay.
then when the alien's blood was flushed
If you're just
out,
watching, this is MPT, a podcast where we try to remember.
I remember.
But does he get blood in him?
He gets blooded. He gets the blood like in him
Okay,
from
so
those
there's
guys.
a thing
The
that makes...
aliens have a thing
Oh
where
my
they
God.
reset time because that's how they learn how to
That's
fight
how they learn how to
humans.
fight.
Talk
yes.
about it in Tom Cruise.
Yes.
I don't want to know about
what I
Phil
mean is
Spector or whatever.
What makes a time story interesting, obviously, is
Wall
that,
of sound.
is that somebody remembers, right? Like
remember.
this is happening over and over again, and no one else remembers it, but somebody does. And I think that's like when we're building this one shot, which is going to be a classic time loop with maybe a couple of twists. We've got to work out why our people remember and nobody does.
Yeah, okay.
We don't usually do this, but we had a really quick chat before taping. And I'm only saying this because I don't think I have the energy in me to pretend that we haven't spoken about this.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes I feel like I'm just full of lying beans and I can do that.
Yeah.
But
Pronounced lima beans.
but I think we were talking about where we'd set this time loop.
We accidentally started the podcast.
We
before
actually
started
started the
taping.
plan, which is ridiculous. It's just throwing content away. But we kind of arrived at Disneyland, which was really fun. And
Yeah.
Demi said loudly, and then Dave said softly
Yeah.
the exact thing.
No,
Demi-
sorry. I said softly. Then
Demi,
Dave
you've
said
never
loudly.
said softly in your
That's
life.
the problem.
Okay, I said softly for me.
Okay, I
So
said
I-
softly.
Sorry. I said like how nobody can die on the grounds of Disneyland.
Yeah, so I love that idea.
And then
There's-
Dave, I think 2 minutes later, was like, "It's kind of like Disneyland, how
Yes.
they don't let anyone die."
That's a great idea. It was a
So
wonderful idea.
it was a great idea from Dave and Dave alone.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Only Dave.
so-
We love Dave, don't we, folks?
We love Dave.
Don't we love Dave?
Dave, we learned to love ourselves.
You know what I said to Dave the other night, completely genuinely? Mm-hmm. I had a drink in my hand and I said, "Why on earth do I enjoy your company?"
Good. That's like some Edward Albee shit.
I don't remember what hurtful thing I was saying.
Yes. So I really like this idea, and who can say where it came from? That there is a theme park, not unlike Disneyland, and they have like only like no one's ever been hurt, no one's ever been killed.
It's a
no one's
selling point for
It's a
them.
selling point
Yeah.
for them, and the reason that is because they have some sort of
Qantas land.
because they have a field around them that if anybody dies on the grounds of Disneyland,
Yeah.
then a time loop resets.
Can it be
Yes.
a supercomputer powered by the cryogenically frozen head of the founder?
Unlikely.
Oh, can
Okay, I see how this is gonna fucking be.
can their main export character be called Ricky Rat?
This is him.
That's so
That's
scary.
Ricky.
That's Ricky.
That's Ricky. It's Ricky Rat.
Right.
That's Ricky.
Oh, hang on. Is this a Rick and Morty episode?
The last one.
Better fucking not be.
Oh,
Has
yes, yeah.
EVT?
No.
I haven't seen it.
I've seen. No, there's a Rick and Morty episode where no one can die, but the way that they do it is there's like a resurrection field, so you instantly
Oh,
come back to life. That's very
yeah.
different.
That's different, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
See? That feels more. That feels
It
better.
feels more like you.
That feels nicer.
I miss
in,
being
in,
able to.
in its way.
I miss being able to like Ricky Morty.
Ricky Mort.
Ricky
Mingy
Mort.
Ming.
Ricky.
Minky Minky.
Rinky Dink
I wonder if there's a term for things that are ruined by their fandoms.
Yeah, there is. What is it called? I think it's the
Popular culture.
Well, yeah.
Call it
Wait, there is-
Bojack.
Yeah, it's got BoJack. That's good.
I think Rick and Morty did it way more, but I think initially it was no. The South Park effect is different. No, I don't know.
South Park. Do you know the latest show, the latest Rick and Morty show, 100% this season? The Boys.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's been BoJacked
Yeah,
well
it's
and truly.
Super Bojack now.
So anyway, we like that, right? We like that.
Yes.
There's a.
Do you know the fucked funny? I don't know if this is true. I think this is apocryphal.
I'm
But
listening.
this is
Hey, let's all do our most annoying voices for the next couple minutes, okay?
so the most irritating.
Oh, Dave, I can't hear you from over here.
Oh, it's like
Play
playing-
that a little bit louder.
Stuck between bloody Snagglepuss and Truman Capote. What a dream blunt rotation.
No, so
Do you know I do a pretty good Truman Capote?
okay.
What do you want me to say?
Okay, I want you to say.
I
Okay,
do
no,
this.
this I want you to say in the voice of Truman Capote.
Yeah.
This is the sentence. I'm going to give you the sentence. You have to say.
If it's a slur, I'm not going to do it, David.
No. I want you to say, as Truman Capote
Mm-hmm.
would have said, I discovered there's a secret level in GoldenEye
Okay.
where you get to play Tomb Raider.
Do you know, I discovered that when playing the game of GoldenEye on Nintendo...
You're just doing comic book guy.
No, he's not. I'll stick up. This is pretty good.
It is pretty good.
There's a secret chamber of sorts where you can play as Lara Croft Tomb... You know, it is getting a bit... I'm just getting a little
It
bit...
actually was more Adam Sandler doing comic book guy. Did you? I can do a good Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah?
I think
Oh.
I may have done this for
Will
you
this
before.
make me sad?
No, it's really short
It's a
though.
little like this.
It goes.
You never expect Simon to be the main one.
That's funnier than mine, actually. I don't want to do mine. Don't worry about
We
it.
get the helpline phone number.
Beyond Blue. Can someone post Beyond Blue in the chat, please?
No, but
Oh my god.
what I was going to say was the possibly apocryphal story of how they make it so that nobody dies in Disneyland is that, and this has got to do with the Reedy District Improvement Act, the one that DeSantis was trying to get rid of, where basically they're their own services. So they are their own health services, police services. They are responsible for when people die in Disneyland.
Oh, I've heard
but
this,
their
yeah.
coroners won't report people dead till they get the bodies off the property.
Yeah.
Could they
I think
also
it's real.
conceivably sell a small circle in the middle of Disneyland to a shell company that's not Disneyland, so that
And
they
just
can
kill people there for fun.
They just put them in a ditch,
Yeah.
put them in the ditch, and
Yeah,
then it's
that's Sizzler's problem. Wow, a lot of people dying at Sizzler.
That's weird.
They busted the national average.
So what we did last time, which I thought was a really constructive use of our time, I mean it's all relative, but was we conceived of this adventure as encounters. So we did 4 encounters for our Kids on Bikes, and I think that actually kept us on track, and we actually finished Kids on Bikes. So let's think about this in terms of encounters. Let's do a teensy-weensy little bit of world building at the top, and then just work out our 4 encounters.
Sounds good.
Now it's going to be a little bit. It's going to have to be a little bit more complicated than that, actually, Dave.
Okay.
Because
That sounds like shit.
fuck me, I guess. So I gotta say that I haven't been in many writers' rooms with Dave,
Yes.
but we worked on a show together recently, Win the Week. I don't know why I'm being cagey about that. And it was a joy.
You'll be cagey because we will be directly against it in an hour's time.
And Dave had a line. It wasn't being sincere, but it's still like really stuck with me, and it's going to be one of those things that I think I quote until I'm dead.
Okay.
Where like in the writers' room of the week, you pitch jokes at a quite rapid fire pace, and you know Alex or whoever will go, oh yeah, maybe or no or whatever. And
It's very much a space where it's like you can pitch a bad thing, let's just work out the ideas. A lot of the jokes are bad.
I can't remember what the thing was that they pitched, but it was like, it was just one of those weird kind of like, you know when you jump on a trampoline and someone else jumps on the trampoline
You get double
and you get double bounce?
Yeah.
It's like a weird timing thing.
Yeah.
It was like a riff, and then Dave kind of got double bounced with his riff. And Alex or someone was just like, no, we're not doing that. And Dave said, well, fuck me, I guess.
And then I threw a chair at a window.
The reason I think, Dave, that this is going to be a little bit more tricky than usual is one of the things that is joyous about Hitman is when you are doing your time loops, you can actually go, well, I want to do something completely different this time and go see this person rather than that. So like rather than having like 4 chunky encounters, we might have to like, you know, for the sake of a DM.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it breaks that whole up. You almost have to go, here are 3 areas, and here's what they do in like hour 1, hour 2, hour 3.
Yeah, exactly. We probably need to break this up into chunks. I just need to just stop Demi because there have been some comments in the chat about my hair.
Yes.
And
Oh, thank God! Finally.
people are saying it looks.
Oh, Ben's fucking obsessed with his hair. He's always asking for compliments about his hair.
You'll notice, Demi Lardner, that I didn't actually solicit either on the stream or in the
Yeah, and
Discord.
you know why you didn't
Why?
do that is because before we started I said, how many fucking compliments do you need about your hair before we start the stream, Benjamin?
Well, that feels like a you hang up.
all right, what
rather
about,
than-
all right, so now my hair. Demi hair nice says.
Demi hair
Thank
nice,
you.
that's good.
Thank you. Everyone's saying a lot of nice things about my hair lately.
Simon's moustache today?
Simon's
Beard and moustache.
Beard and moustache.
Right my mo.
Good hair,
Anything with Simon's beard and moustache Very good hair, fantastic hair.
Thank you, Demi. I took a very, if you want to go to my Instagram, which is private, so I probably can't see it, I took a very good picture of Simon Griner, who looks
If he doesn't talk
very
about his hair, he talks about his fucking
There's
body.
I was talking about my handsome friend. I was talking about my handsome friend,
On your fancy
Simon.
camera.
Oh, my private
Fucking
Instagram.
camera. Every day
And then he
takes
threw a
the-
chair at a window.
Ben goes quiet for a minute, and I look over. He's taking the cap off, and I'm like, "Here we fucking go!" But then also do pose because I really do like it.
So here's a question:
Yes,
Do you want to try and limit the initial encounter by placing it somewhere that's trapped within, like, so it's like you start in a line for a particular ride, or you're about to get on the ride, or something, just to kind of limit the.
I think so, and I think also like we can. Well, because also the way the time loops work is that it's not like it's activated by you walking through a door. Like it's the same time loop for everybody, so it must be like on the hour or.
Well, I like the idea of it being, and this is an idea that I'm just having, but if it happens when somebody dies.
No, David, I understand that, and it's a great original idea of yours.
Thank you very much.
But where do you?
It's good, right?
Kind of like Disneyland.
Where do you go back to? Because that is set.
Oh, you go back to the beginning of the shift, to the beginning, the opening.
That's what I mean. So, like, what determines, like, what are there? It's kind of like a checkpoint in a video game.
Yeah.
What determines that?
Going
What
through
do
the
you- what?
turnstile to the ride.
No, but that's what I mean. That's individual for each person.
I
It has
reckon
to be a universal.
I reckon it's the gate opening, which is a big thing in Disneyland.
Yeah, I think you just start at the start of the day,
Yeah, they
and
open
then
the
if you need to, as a DM, I think what you employ
The gate
is
drop, they call it.
Edge of Tomorrow style, just flitting through, and then I make this decision and this decision. Then I go see the guy, and I say, "You like
And then you get
boiled
to see
eggs?"
Emily Blunt
You
doing
get to
that
see
nice
Emily
little.
Blunt, and you'd be like, "Oh, shoot me! I broke my leg, Emily.
Emily?
Well, we're
Emily?
training.
What
Oh
movie
my
we're doing
God."
now?
Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh.
The sexy,
Just like the, almost a montage thing of like, I did this wrong this time, so I do all of them again, and then loop.
That's a good point, actually. I do wonder if there is a DM mechanic. Because, like, you and I have talked a little bit about on this stream, and also, like, when we do planning
There
sessions on the
isn't.
stream.
They're usually like IT consultants, or they're like, "Hello, Ben. Hello. Hi. Hi, Ben. Hi."
Why can't it be the actions of individuals triggering?
Because everybody's in the same time loop.
No, I think the idea is, I think that there's a bit cross purposes here. Any individual who dies triggers a global time loop that takes you back to gate drop.
Oh, so that's the
It resets everybody.
Got it.
So basically what happens is, if you imagine, it's like there's all these people going around the park, and there's the security guards are going to the gates, the mascot people are all at their starting positions, everybody's waiting at the rides, and then the shift manager goes, all right, open the gate, and hits a watch, and that starts the loop.
Goblin Snacks just had a really cool idea, purely from a gameplay point of view. It's from a time loop anime called Summertime Rendering, and the loop starts
Can you tell us again about your favorite anime, Ben?
It's called Summertime Rendering.
Oh, what's it all about? And why does it make you horny?
It is.
Yeah, what is it that makes you
Yeah,
horny?
are you making me say horny anime? Is that what you're doing? I have a family.
Snacks, come on.
One of my favorite animes.
But I think
Tasteful. No, but the loop starting 10 minutes later, like eating into what you can redo, is a really interesting wrinkle. Right?
maybe. I think it complicates it a bit too much. I think it's a really cool idea, but I think it complicates it too much, because what I think it should be is not the lazy thing where like, all right, and then you redo the game the day the same way again, but then you make this decision different.
Yes.
I think there should be the chance, the DM should just like, by their discretion, make things kind of happen differently.
So that's what I mean. Like, is there a system or an engine we can use, Dave, that where a player by the end of by like the fifth loop, can we empower players to be like, okay, this time I like something that would have taken
Of course,
half an hour of game time.
Yeah, that's what a DM can do that.
I have something
Yeah.
to say though about that. The nice thing about that is, again, in Day After Tomorrow, where he comes in and he's like, I've got it all figured out. You're going to say this, you're going to say this, you guys are going to do this, and then they strap him up because they're like, he's a psycho.
Yeah.
That's good also.
That
so
is
they
good.
can't just completely fuck with it and gamify it. You have to still be like
Yeah.
a
But if
human
you want to
being.
play, you can do the rule that if you've done something before, you can get there without having to go through all the malarkey.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
that,
I
no.
think-
It breaks it. But maybe what you could do is that. Okay, here's the simple. What is this? There is park security first of all, and some of those security are time cops. So if you are really causing the day to restart, eventually they'll start searching for you and trying to find you. They still get restarted, but time cops have their memories.
Okay, so let's say that there is, I don't know, an amulet or a sort
There's a Disney ears.
magic lozenge.
Some kind of bullshit potion. There's an anime, there's a DVD, and if you have it in your pocket,
Yes, yeah, and it's.
If you have the fast pass.
But I do think it's like completely. This is completely hidden from the public. Nobody knows that.
No, the security use them, but
security use them, and our brave adventurers will use them.
Yeah.
But
oh fuck! Do you know what else a fast pass does?
What?
You keep your memories, but also it's like a pouch, or it somehow affects your pockets because things that you have on you come back with you, which means that if you can get your hands on a staff entrance key, you have it now. And that means you can get that thing you wanted, where you can start not having to always do the same obstacles.
Yeah.
Does that stuff still exist when it loops back though? Then
Yeah.
You
doubles?
can create more copies of it.
Dave, do you know what you get? We have a little saying on this podcast that I'm about to drop. Daddy like.
So when you say daddy like, that means I feel bad. And we're taking that idea.
But your
and
idea
going
does
with it.
get to
All
stay,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you do need to still feel like neutral.
Like shit, like dog shit.
Well, like shit, but your idea did get used.
Yeah.
Daddy like. So I reckon you do get to anything you can.
If you have a fast pass.
Yeah, like if you have the magic lozenge or whatever the fuck, you can.
Can they be different things, or do they have to be a fast pass? Because I want mine to be a Dagwood dog.
What?
I want mine to be a Dagwood dog.
That's your talisman that lets you remember and keep things in your. Okay, that's fine. I'll allow
I
it.
do like the thing if there are time cots that have like a staff pass,
Yeah.
and that the time pass gets accidentally swiped on the same. Like there is a mechanism that like
Yeah.
so that
So there's an enemy. There's a kind of like I don't think your like person in a goofy costume has
No,
a fast
the time
pass.
cops. Yeah.
I think, and there's not many of them.
And the manager, the person who starts it.
Yeah.
And actually, if you can get your hands on their shift watch, you can probably stop the time loop, which might be
Fun. Okay, what are we stealing or getting or blowing up?
Ride. I don't know what you're talking about.
you have to kill one of the Mickey rats because
Please.
Because
Ricky Rat.
Ricky Rat.
Because Ricky Rat is a rat and he's about to.
He's a time rat.
he's about to dob in a mob boss.
Yeah.
Or
And he's so diseased.
Oh shit! Actually, do you know what? Maybe it is an assassination, and so the first thing you have to do is deactivate the field, so
Yeah.
somebody can die within the grounds.
Yeah.
And then you have to kill Ricky Rat before he can testify.
He testify for what?
wait, so we're assassinating.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't always have to be the good guys.
We're going to Disneyland to kill Mickey Mouse.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what we say here? Daddy like!
Is he a
Daddy
rat?
can't like himself.
Is he a guy in his costume or is he a rat?
They're all costumes, but one of them is actually the rat.
Daddy
like?
Daddy like.
Daddy's ambivalent.
I just think there should be something, if we're doing the Disneyland motif, we should do something about the founder had this weird experimental prototype plan to keep themselves alive forever, in the way that Walt Disney was meant to have cryogenically frozen.
No, we won't be doing that, Dave.
Well, but do you know what I mean? Like,
you didn't say your catchphrase.
Wouldn't it be great if all the performers were just in big costumes that were like very clearly deceased heads, and then like you had to find a rat in a jar? Like you just swap
What are you talking
if you just swap the idea of Walt Disney's head with Mickey Mouse, so there's like a rat frozen somewhere in a jar, and that's Walt Disney.
who came up with the idea for Disneyland?
Yeah, and the main character of Disneyland is a cryogenically frozen head that's been lopped off.
Okay, how about we split the diff here?
I wasn't saying that as an idea, I'm just saying I think that'd be fucking cool.
Everything you say on this stream counts as an idea.
Okay.
It's in your contract.
Okay.
What if the thing that governs the field, David, because we're talking about a couple of, we've got at least two objectives here, which they like. The first is to shut down the field so you can kill somebody, and the second is to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there are obstacles, which are time cops who are trying to stop you.
Yep. And I think that shutting down the field is where you meet the head of the park.
Okay.
He's like, if it's going to give you a horrible little stiffy, it's Walt Disney in a jar.
Walt Disney.
Walt Disney. No, I think. I mean, would that be a good target for the thing to kill?
Well, I've gotten obsessed with the mob hit now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I think that there is a park employee.
Why does it have to be at Disneyland then?
Because, and do you know why the fuck, Simon?
Yes, tell
Do you
me.
know why the fuck that is?
Tell me, Daddy.
Well, do you know why Daddy liked this so much? Did you ever stop to think why Daddy like?
Did you fucking take a second of not thinking about yourself to think why Daddy liked?
Why Daddy liked?
To be fair, I am a daddy myself.
No, the reason is that there's this huge case. We can work out what it is. The feds are...
The Sister Act. If you make us do Sister Act.
It's Sister
If I want to
Act!
make you do Sister Act, you will do Sister Act. Where better to hide the key witness in a place other than a place that you literally
plain
cannot...
sight.
What about a convent?
A place where you can't die.
Oh yeah, witness relocation to a place you can't die. Okay.
Just for like a couple of months.
So
Oh,
no,
so he's
this-
working as a character.
Yeah.
All
Actor
of the
in the
characters
park.
are gonna be mobsters, though. That's the problem.
only the guy who's hiring you. Speaking of mobsters,
So we're bad guys as well,
Yeah,
just to
we're
be
bad
clear.
guys.
All right, you have 10 seconds, and I'm going to stop you after 10 seconds after you say what you saw, because that cannot be the whole stream. Go.
I saw a clip of Bob Hoskins that I'd never seen before.
I tweeted it today. Yeah. It's so
This is
good.
eating into your time.
Where he was like talking about. It was like a clip from
10.
I
Oh,
want to hear this.
It's really good.
it's like.
Oh, then this is your last story.
Where he was like playing Super Mario, he was like shortly after it looked like it was clipped from the 90s. He was like, my children asked me like what was working on, and I said it's Super Mario, and they said what like this, and they showed me, and he was a video game character, and I didn't realise that. And I
There
watched
he
this,
was, jumping around.
like doing this, and I thought to myself, I've played King Lear.
I used to be
I used to, yeah.
That's so fucking cool.
after award-winning Bob
So
Hoskins.
I love this.
Also, that's one of Shaq's favorite films.
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers.
It's
Yeah.
a fucking great movie.
Good film.
I feel like most people are in that film under duress. Like Dennis Hopper is
Yeah.
certainly.
You know the story about that, which is that the film.
10 seconds.
So there's this great website that's been like some freak has made, which I really like, which has every version of the script. Somebody find it and put it in the link it in the chat. But it has every version of the script, a lot of the old costume designs. Like somebody who was obsessed, a labor of love has made this archive of the show, and they've got all the scripts. And it's crazy how much that movie was rewritten. It started its life as this weird dystopian Blade Runner style.
Yeah,
film.
I remember.
That's when they got Hopper on it.
The reason that it's so weird and that it doesn't actually reference any of the like, or all the references are so like, is that there was this ancient Japanese text upon which Super Mario is based, and you are watching that text.
What
Anyway.
the fuck?
Yeah, this is like the source material that was lost to time.
Once there was an Italian.
Commodore Perry as Super Mario. There was also a thing which you can still see the dystopian sci-fi origin, because there's an idea in the movie that dinosaurs are silicon-based life forms that evolved like alongside humans underground, and that weird sci-fi plot is still in the Super Mario movie we got, because it was originally going to be a big sci-fi movie.
Well, because the whole thing is evolving and devolving people.
Yeah.
And the king has been devolved into a fungus.
I don't think I do remember this movie.
There's a lot of latex just hanging around and people going like,
And hasn't John Leguizamo,
Leguizamo.
Jimmy Lumo?
John Leguizamo hasn't aged a day.
No, he's
Crazy.
I want what he's
Luigi
having.
Zumo.
Yeah, Luigi
Yeah.
Zumo. John Luigi Zumo.
All right, so what do
Luigi
we
Zuma Mario.
think about this, guys? Do we as daddies like that it is to take out a witness? If we don't
Are we
want to be the
allowed
bad
to be
guys,
daddies?
I like it. That's
if we don't want to be the bad guys, we can have like.
No, it's bad guys. Don't be a fucking coward. We're bad guys.
We're bad guys. A mobster called Bob Hoskins
Yep.
hires your party,
Yep.
and he says, "I used to play King Lear."
He does? Is that how he
And I
starts?
need you to kill Whoopi Goldberg.
There is a big crime family in town. In a town.
A big crime family.
They're a travelling crime family.
They're in town for the big crime family convention.
And they've got their lanyards.
Disneyland Resort.
And they've got their koozies.
I'm Noah Hawley here. There's a big crime family in town. They are about the big boss of that crime family is about to be taken down by a witness who saw that big boss, Big Mama Calzone.
What did Mama Calzone?
Calzone?
gal zone, and it's just for the ladies.
Okay, yeah.
God.
Dave, stop playing with your coins. It's incredibly distressing to me. You're getting stressed and you're touching your coins like a fucking dragon. I can't handle it.
Crunk, I like this, even though you called me a liar just before. The big crime family runs all the hogs' breaths this side of the Merino ship.
Oh my god.
They're big.
So we also do this one in our world, but in our world where there's a time loop Disneyland called Ricky Rat's Time Park.
And magic. Yeah.
No, it's not called time park because nobody knows it's
Nobody
time.
knows about the time.
Ricky Rat's normal time park.
Time park.
Good time
Ricky
park.
Rat's Good Time Park
Yeah.
in Magic.
Yes.
Okay. I like
Yeah,
that
it's Ricky
a lot.
Rat's Good Time Park in Magic.
And magic is like bar and grill, but it's park and magic.
Okay, Ricky Rat's Good Time Park and Magic.
Yes.
They separately to the crime family. That's run by like Phil. I don't know.
Great Galileo.
Galileo Montezuma.
Galileo Collins.
Galileo Collins.
Phil Collins.
Phil
Galileo
runs
Collins
it.
had a dream to make a theme park where nothing bad could happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he achieved that 70s.
And also, there would be no Jews.
Yeah, I mean,
And first he ran Action Park, and he was like, "This is not what I wanted." And then he starts a new one.
yeah, okay, I'll allow this to be on the Gold Coast. No like!
Congratulations. That's a rare chat, Daddy. Like.
That's a very rare chat, Daddy. Like, okay, it's on the Gold Coast. Everyone is either red or orange.
Yeah. So basically, there's this Hog's Breath crime syndicate. Mama Galzone popped somebody. Literally. like a yeah.
Oh, blew him up.
Blew him up.
Oh no, that's her signature hit. Is either lips to lips or lips to butt.
Or bicycle penis into a
Bicycle penis into the butthole.
So
I think it's unfair that a number of people in the chat are saying that Ricky Rat's Good Time Park in Magic sounds like a suck-off shop.
well, I think that's a
You have to want to hear it, I think.
I think you really have to want to hear
You
that.
really have to want that. That's you.
Sometimes I get mad at the chat for that sort of stuff, but then I realize these are the people we've cultivated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, at least some of this is on us.
They're all in unison yelling, "You made me like this!"
Yeah, it's like when Moses is really annoying, and I'm like, oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
That makes a kind of sense.
Yeah.
But Mama Galzone
Yeah.
blew somebody up by using a bike pump on their penis
Bicycle penis, yeah.
until they exploded.
Yeah.
To their
And-
bicycle penis.
Sorry?
That's what Simon said. That was how Simon said it
I
originally.
misspoken, Debbie. We're letting go.
And we're using the bicycle's penis to blow somebody
Yeah.
up.
And unfortunately, guess what?
What?
She thought she was alone in the Hog's Breath Cafe car park.
Oh.
But there was a
The saying goes, you're never alone.
but there was
in the
a
Hog's Breath Cafe car park, one person can hear you scream.
there was one person who heard that person scream as they were blown up.
Yeah.
And it was
And when they were blown up, did they sort of like whiz around the car park and pop up with the Hog's Breath?
like that. It was really like, you got to imagine that this is being
Sad.
this moment is being directed by Martin Scorsese or in a pinch Brian De Palma. You know what I mean? Like you got to really envision that.
I want to get Bong Joon-ho.
Okay.
Oh,
think
yeah,
that's
much
it.
better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's directed that scene, and guess what? We're panning to. Guess what we're panning to in low light.
The person who flew off got impaled on the tusk of the Hog's Breath.
No, it was sure, but then we were panning down,
And we see a
in the
rat
alleyway.
mask.
There is a lowly street sweeper.
Okay.
Oh no, an actor
You know that a street's...
from like the next door Draculas.
Okay.
Who's like a cabaret like waiter.
A cabaret singer who would later go on to host The View.
Oh no.
I don't think it really matters what they do, but they saw.
So
I
they can
just
have a
think-
job as a character in the park. Is I just think if they give them a job.
They can have, yeah.
okay,
Either
yeah.
that,
I mean,
either
like-
that or they can be really bad at it. And it's,
I think that's a way they can find them. You know what I mean? Like who's not really.
They gave Greg a mascot job. You don't need a lot. You don't need a lot of skills to
You
There's
get.
a guy in the
actually
hog
do.
suit like flipping signs on the.
Yeah.
I know someone who's been a Disney character. You do need a...
Characters you probably do.
Oh, sorry. This
Should be a
person's in a fucking
Ricky
costume.
Rat.
They're in a
Yeah,
Ricky Rat suit. So anyway, Mama Calzone comes up to them
Yes.
and says,
It's Galzo.
and
In her signature voice.
in her signature voice says, "I couldn't help but notice that the incident with the bicycle
canon.
pump and the
Bicycle
penis
punk?
didn't
Bicycle penis, yeah.
go unnoticed."
You couldn't help but notice that the
I
incident
couldn't
with the
help but
bicycle
notice.
penis pump couldn't go unnoticed.
Yeah, I mean, this is a first draft, Dave.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Fuck me, I guess.
There it is.
That person, before Mama Galzone can pump penis them,
Yeah.
they run. They are they are made of sterner stuff than most witnesses are, and they
Yes.
go to the feds, the fantasy
Flesh,
feds.
blood, and honesty.
Well, I don't think there's anything fantasy about this.
Oh, just put an amulet on everybody. Bingo, bango.
Okay,
That's Tolkien.
Also the dwarves.
No, Dave.
Take any movie, put an amulet on them. Bingo, bango. That's Tolkien.
Do you think that
Wall Street, amulet, Tolkien.
that if somebody
Wolf of Wall Street.
Amulet, Tolkien.
Lord of the Rings.
Amulet. Is double. I'm just saying. Is double amulet? Is that negative amulet?
That's C.S. Lewis.
Yeah.
You get too far.
Grog makes a very good point that they go to the Queensland Police Force, are immediately killed, and the adventure ends.
Do you know what I would do if Mama Calzone
Big
was
Mama
coming
Calzone.
after me? Big Mama Calzone, sorry, was coming after me. Is I would like attach a penis pump to my face or something, so that the air would just go straight through.
Oh, you'd have
and
a
then
valve.
She can't fucking
You'd be like,
kill,
"Joke's on you,
You
I got
can't
a-
kill me.
I got a valve installed.
I got a valve, and I should have cleaned this pump before I put it on my face.
They go to the feds. The feds go, Mama Calzone is famous for penis pumping anybody who gets in their way.
And weirdly, we can't stop her.
We need to get this person to a place where they can't be killed.
Oh, well,
Are these the feds from our world?
I like we're spending a lot of time on this. It's not going to be part of the adventure.
Oh my god, it's almost 9 o'clock.
We're doing the opening spit.
Hold on, are these the feds from our real world, Dave?
They've got ambulance.
They've got amulets.
but they're feds,
AFP,
right?
the Amulet Federal Police.
So they go to the Amulet Federal Police, Demi.
Federal.
Federal.
Federal. Federal. I'm a
Bits of shit.
I'm a little
I
baby.
wanted them to be okay, don't worry about it.
They go
We
to the,
still have to design a whole bunch of loops.
okay. That's how it happens.
No, what are the federal?
Bingo bango, that's Tolkien.
Witness relocation.
What?
Okay.
Witness relocation. That's
Okay.
all it is.
It's witness relocation. The feds go, we're going to put you somewhere where even Mama Calzone's assassins
But she
the
obviously
DM can
does find out because we've been told that
Yeah,
they're
that's right.
there.
She can find out, and she probably has. She probably has sent assassins in to try and find Ricky
They're
Rouse.
having such a good time.
No, they kill, and it fucking loops.
Yeah.
They're stuck
And they
there
don't,
forever.
and they don't remember.
Whoa.
Oh, but she would remember because she'd like, did you do the thing? And they're like,
No, because they just go home.
They just go home.
Oh, yeah, how does it work outside the bubble?
it doesn't work.
Can they be called the feds?
Can they be severanced?
Maybe Phil Galileo has to have worked out a way to reset the whole world. I like that.
No.
It's Galileo Collins,
I think
by the way.
it was Galileo Collins, but I reckon this is good. This is you have faith in your idea.
All right.
She sends in killers. They come back and she's like, "Did you do the thing?" They're like, "What thing? I haven't done it yet." And she's like, "Okay, there's a time loop. This isn't working. I'm going to try another group of dipshits. Maybe these dipshits, the adventurers. Like that's just the obstacle."
Well, she has to have also, and again, this is pre-adventure,
We know.
worked out that they need a super pass. So that's fine.
She just has one.
Yeah.
But she can also just be no. She can even just be like, they must have some kind of thing. Work it out.
Yeah.
I reckon as soon as the world resets, you don't know. But
Also-
but she's put a letter in your pocket. Well, she's waiting there. You know, like. Because you had the letter when you walked in, so you'll still have the letter when you walk out. That's how it works.
But do you know what the difficulty is?
That's actually a good spiel. That's a start.
Hey, Dave.
The moment I show some genuine enthusiasm for Ben's
I was playing with your dollars. What are you doing?
what I was going to say was perhaps what would be an interesting start would be that you're standing in line, ready to go into the best theme park ever, and then you realise you look into checking you got money to get in, and you find an envelope and it says "Read me first," and it's in your own handwriting, and it's like you are on a mission. If you've seen this, it's failed once already. Every time we go in, it's restarting, but this is what we have agreed to do. This
It
is what
keeps
we have
getting
to do.
interrupted by like Jimmy Fallon talking at you on the video screens as you're walking through.
What's
That's probably universal.
What's stopping you from losing the memories that you had before you went in?
No, that's not saying you don't.
You only
So
lose
you should
the
remember
memory.
why you went in, which was to kill
That's
someone.
That's
true.
the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's you go in with a mission.
You still have the mission when you come out, when it restarts, but you don't know that you've just tried it yet.
Well, you actually just you don't know that you've just tried it exactly.
But what you could do is you could keep you could keep tallying the letter.
I think we need to start with the talismans. I think Grug's right that we're doing Memento meets like Groundhog Day meets like.
I guess
they would be incredibly protected though.
Edge of Tomorrow and Groundhog Day do both start with one person just being immune to it. So you're just saying, just be immune to it.
Just give them their Dagwood dogs.
Well, then is this?
So Mama Galzone's worked it out.
But this could be just like years of like she's got fucking years of planning potentially because of.
Well, no, because there's a trial coming up. She doesn't have years at all.
You know how long fucking court trials take?
Yeah, they do take a while. My wife's a lawyer.
Oh my god!
My wife's a lawyer.
My
with
baby's a
perfect
lawyer.
hair.
As well.
Your baby's a lawyer?
My baby's a lawyer.
Baby's a
yeah.
lawyer too.
Yeah.
That's pretty great.
My dog's a lawyer.
My cat's
Shit.
a lawyer.
Fuck.
I'm a lawyer.
All right.
Demi's a lawyer.
Yep.
Oh,
My
I guess.
butt's a
And
lawyer.
that's Dave's connection to the law is that I'm a lawyer.
I guess Anya isn't so special.
I guess so.
Text her.
Yeah. Tell her she's short as well.
Did you know Demi's a lawyer?
Isn't that gross?
Even
Doesn't that
Demi's a lawyer.
make you feel
Do
disgusting?
you know Demi's a 7-foot lawyer?
7-foot lawyer.
7 foot.
Oh, 7 foot.
Okay.
7 foot. Yeah, sorry. I'm Adam Hills.
So let's.
Oh my god, I just remembered a terrible
Yes.
story.
Yes.
It has something to do with it. Friends.
Foot. Yes.
Basically, a friend was at his sister's house, and she was like, "Don't look under the bed. There's like sex toys there." And he's like, "What?" And he went and had a look. And it was like the sex. He was like, "Oh, what's this weird flesh-looking thing?"
Okay.
It's like, it must be a big, a big penis. But you have sex with you might decide what it was a 7 foot you fuck.
A 7 foot that you
a human foot, a big rubbery mannequin foot with a dick hole. You fuck. Wow, they just like came up through the layers of my memory. I'm sure there's more details around it in the story, but
So, a
I'm
friend
just
of...
trying to understand.
A friend of... It's just a 7 foot that's got in the... I assume in the stump it has a hole where you fucking get... My friend works at a sex shop. She was telling me about... There's this fuck doll that you get that is like... You know the real dolls that are like full women that you're like, hello, Cynthia, and you like position them and stuff and dress them up. She was like, yeah, we have kind of a cheap version of that. The most expensive part of it is the bones. So they just got a floppy sex doll, and when she was explaining it to me, she was like, yeah, it's kind of like a Salvador Dali.
Just before this goes off the screen, I think Grug has gotten us back on track, thank you. So there was a previous team who snuck in and got the intel and managed to sneak out the talismans, and that's why they know there's a loop, there's a field, and there's a talisman, and there's a way to stop it.
you could also just have, the way they worked that out, have somebody, an inside person at the park who they've blackmailed or whatever, who could help you at some point potentially.
Or make it a betrayal or whatever, or it's like, I hate my dad who's a head in a jar.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there are two ways that the time loop can...
That was so funny.
Oh, and do you know what else?
Tell me.
They know there's a... I think it would be a good... Oh, that fucking foot. And then, I think there would be a good moment and a good, like, fun player thing to realise that, oh shit, if we kill anybody, this resets.
Yeah.
But I do feel like they have to logically go in knowing at least some of that, because...
Well, even if they know it rationally, I still think you'll be able to trick them because they won't be thinking about it at all times. Well, maybe they will.
So basically, if
I have such contempt for players' abilities to remember within the framework
I don't know why
of the adventure.
you would have gotten that from.
First time it happens and Hing's like, wait, I don't understand. Is this to be transported to another dimension?
It could be. No, I mean, it could just be don't forget it. It's too complicated.
No, go on.
I don't know. I was gonna say it could be just a trick, so they don't have. They're like, how did we get here or whatever? because they've been like memory-fied so that they agree to like kill this person.
Or if we can find a way for them to, because what you really want, right? What like a key part of the time loop story, no matter how you do it, is them not realizing what's going on. So like they don't walk in expecting a time loop. Something happens, they find themselves back at the entrance, and they're like realizing that they're in a time loop, right?
Yeah.
I think that's much more satisfying than you're walking into a time loop, here's a talisman. So what we need is some reason that is often explained away by like alien blood or just you're a mutant.
It's a time sensitive thing. So the guys that were meant to go in there that worked for Big Mama Calzone, something's fucking happened, but the talismans have been stashed, and it's like a last-ditch effort. It's like an I hope this works type thing.
So you have to get to the talisman.
It's like
initially,
there were people that were meant to do this job, and they're dead. They died.
Okay.
But they stashed the...
I'm just saying that it should be like a well, you're not the best guys for the job, but you're all we've got type thing, and that's why they don't know, because it's so incredibly last minute that it's just like, these are all the people at the park. These cunts will do it.
Grug just made a good point, which I like, but I think I can answer it, which is we do once again hit the problem of what's stopping a guard killing themselves to reset the loop when they realise the assassins are in the park. I think there's two things going on there, Grug. I would love that to happen because it becomes a really interesting combat of like combat turns at a certain point where the guard realise it's helpless and you have to stop the guard from killing themselves. And also I think they are very loath to do it because dying is terrible.
Also, are the guards park guards or are they federal police?
They're park guards.
Yeah. So the park guards don't necessarily know that there's a person hiding there.
But why do the park guards have to have the ability? Why can't it just be that
because I think it makes it interesting if somebody's in the loop with you.
Yeah.
I think it allows for like I think just general security guards don't, and you'll be able to sneak past the same people every time.
Yeah,
but I think
there are cops and time cops.
I think there eventually there is an office, right, where it's like, fuck, we just reset 3 times in half an hour what's going on, and then they send out the like guys
it
who
might
are,
even just be that they have like a computer in the security office that knows it, and so
that's what I was thinking though, because then I don't know,
so they have no memory, but exactly like Ben says, they start always a minute into the loop going out and looking for you.
But isn't the aim to shut down the time loop mechanism
first, so you can kill Ricky Rouse?
It's Ricky Rouse.
So why are any murders happening before that anyway?
There are people like get decapitated on rides, or like it doesn't happen very often.
Right.
But like someone goes into cardiac arrest, like just by law of averages, there should have been more deaths at this park.
But they need to have a mechanism to stop it happening again and again and again, which is why we need time cops.
That's why we need time cops, because they need to be like that old
guy
man is about to have
to come to the park.
Yeah.
Imagine how scared you'd be.
So in this story, at the same time, there just happens to be a suicide attempt, or there happens to be like a guy who trips and falls into a roller coaster or whatever it is.
Oh, shit.
I don't think you should be. I think that's bad planning.
No, but like, is that why it's being reset and why you have to circumvent it? And like, there needs to be a reason why it keeps happening.
No, because what happens is you go in to kill this witness. You kill this witness, and then time resets.
And that's when you find out you need the doohickey.
Potentially.
The hot dog.
Yeah.
It's so much simpler if they go in knowing we've got to shut this down and then kill this guy, but I don't know if it's funner to play trying to puzzle out what's going on.
I like the idea now that there's no such thing as like a magical time cop, really. There's just a computer or a system or a genie or something. Like there's just a thing that is sentient but is trapped in a location.
Oh, and as far as the park's concerned, it's just really good at predicting bad things.
I thought you were getting sort of excited, and then I thought you were getting really excited.
I was just knew from the beginning of that sentence I was about to sneeze. But no. Everybody who works for the time cop department knows that they will lose their memory, but they also know at the start of every shift, you go to the computer and you go, how many times have we done this loop? And it should say 0 times, or it'll say 1 time and there'll be an incident log.
Yeah, and so it'll be like incident log, man with a grey backpack,
Yeah.
remove him from park
And your
now.
whole, if you've worked there for 10 years, you've had most days are a 0. You had that one terrible day that was a 2. You know, every few days you have a 1. And one day you wake up and you go, I'll just check the computer, and it says 67. There are spies trying to get into the park to kill Ricky Rat. That's exciting.
That is cool.
Yeah, that's good.
I think there should only be one time cop, if I'm honest.
Well, I'm saying there's only one machine that can do it. There's just
No one else remembers.
But there
Okay.
should be.
Okay.
I think if what you're saying is there's one person who can get out and about who can track you and knows
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah.
Do you know
I
what
think
mean?
that's
just
a
so
good
there's a body on the
too.
ground.
That's
who-
what I'm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's like the guards have information from a computer, and there's one time cop who actually has lived the loops and is as a result insane.
Yeah. Like that. Like what they did to that guy from Game of Thrones, where they were like, "You're so big." Remember him?
Do you mean Hodor?
No, not Hodor.
The mountain.
Although that is, the
Sandor?
mountain, yeah.
Flagor.
And they were like, let's fuck his brain up so bad.
Yeah, actually,
And put a big helmet on him.
Grug makes a sickeningly good point.
We have to stop going to Grug.
I know. But because you can play this adventure on both sides. You can
Yeah,
play it
yeah,
once
yeah.
as the assassin and once as the guards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this rate.
It's 9:07. Do we want to do a pee break?
Yeah, we can take a little
Yeah.
break. Well, we've done half the adventure. We can have a little break.
I think we're actually doing really good.
It's great. It's really,
You've been
really
writing
fun
a
to work
really
out.
good movie.
Yeah.
I think we went down for maybe 5 minutes or so, but in those 5 minutes we worked out the entire adventure, and it
Yeah,
was pretty.
we did.
Shall we summarise it now? And everything we would say is obviously what we all agreed on.
Well, we already agreed on in the break,
so
yeah.
we worked out like 20 different encounters that are all replayable
Yeah.
in different parts
Ricky
of the park.
Rat's good time parking.
And
magic.
we split the park into 4 quadrants.
Yeah.
Like there's like
Summer.
there's like a sea. Oh yeah, they're all based on the seasons.
Yeah.
There's Summerland,
Except for
Autumn,
one of them.
Yeah.
one of them which is Slimeland.
It's slime,
So
instead
yeah.
of spring.
It's
Instead
summer,
of spring.
autumn, winter, and Slimeland, and they're like themes like in Disneyland.
Yeah.
And also
And that's good because also Ricky Rat is in one of those. So you, like
there's only one Ricky Rat, and he's really big.
Yeah.
Yep. In order to kill the, in order to turn the field off.
Oh, this was Simon's idea,
This
actually.
was Simon's
This
idea.
was Simon's idea. How do we? What did you say that we had to do to
Just
when
stick
you?
your penis in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
stick your
you
penis
do have
in
to
the
stick your
field.
penis
In-
in the
and
And we
field,
said
yeah.
to Simon, "What does that mean?" And he says,
you know damn well what it means.
And then I said, "No, I don't."
And then he
It's like
threw
a
a
7
glass
foot.
across the room.
It's like it's like a
there's
7 foot.
There's a
You
7 foot. You have to fuck to completion, and that
Yes.
turns off the field.
Yes.
We actually
it's in a jar. It's
Yeah.
frozen. The foot is.
Yeah, but there's a problem.
There's a problem.
There's always a problem.
There's a
with your
problem,
7 foot.
and it is that.
Louis Theroux's got his cock out at the
Yep.
park.
Louis Ferrer. Did you say Louis Fieri?
Yeah, I said Louis Fieri's dine-ins, drive-ins, and documentaries. And stop the field for his own reason. So you have to. He's battling you.
Yeah, and there's a really good combat that we set up. Once you
so
once you
good.
deactivate the field,
Yeah.
so then you can
Gravity
die
stops
and
for a
people
start.
can die. Gravity
Yeah.
stops.
Instantly.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a legitimate question. If everyone who's spent money in the park up until the point that the thing gets reset, do they legally have to return the money for all the merch and stuff and everything that they've all the candy they've eaten, all the like t-shirts they've bought, everything that like money spent in the park? What happens? Does it get forfeited?
No,
No,
it's actually
everything just-
good. It's good that the money goes back to them because for some reason that's how they launder all their money in the park.
I think everything. So if you buy a cotton candy and eat the cotton candy, when they reset, the cotton candy's back in the store,
And
and,
the
the
money's
money's back in your pocket.
And
The money goes back in your pocket.
And
But
it's not in
then
your tummy.
Not in your tummy.
it's not in
Did
your
you say
tummy
tummy? Did you say tummy?
It's not in your tummy any money. But then how are they making money?
Because they don't reset every day.
Yeah,
Okay.
they don't pay rent.
But I think there's something interesting in that in terms of like not for this adventure, but there's a weird like fraud you could commit, as you were saying, like laundering money in a time loop.
Yeah.
Like I think that's kind of like
Hey, did we do a casino?
The
Yeah.
very first Dragon
This is a good
Friends
time to
one
start
shot.
trying to remember
start-
other games while we're doing
Like a
this.
casino where
Should
the
we
house.
start one now?
A casino where the house
Yeah,
always
why-
wins
Should we
because
start a casino?
a casino where the house always wins because if somebody's too far up, they can reset time.
No,
No.
that's you've just invented. You've written a speculative short story plot
Ooh, I
just
like
then.
it. Welcome, Mo. I have a catchphrase. Everybody loves it. You just saw it. So that's the adventure. Bingo bango. That's Tolkien.
And we will put a little poll up for the adventures that we wrote. Not this one. That we will get one that people can pick, and they can pick which one we will do in Melbourne.
Yeah, I encourage you to vote for Kids on Bikes, because that's the only one we actually finished, and I quite like that one.
Yeah, that would be great.
So we'll have to work out what
Daddy
Simon's
would
doing for
like
that.
if you could make that one vote, and we may just ignore the vote and do Kids on Bikes. Should we do Kids on Bikes?
Just do Kids on Bikes. Do you reckon there is a sex shop that sells a mechanism where you can turn your penis into a flagpole?
Go on. How does that work? What's
Because
the
you just
mechanism?
attach like a hinge at the base and then one at the top, and then you just attach a flag and you go, and the flag goes up your dick. And then you sing the Australian national anthem while it happens.
Or other.
Or other.
So Ben and you both have.
Only Australian.
No matter where
Only
you are.
Australia.
Didn't answer my question, but that's fine.
I've answered so many of your questions, Demi.
You invite Demi onto the podcast. She has one question.
You refuse to answer.
So in 5 minutes' time, please
Now you're ignoring.
set your iView
You
or
wouldn't even
your
talk to her.
terrestrial TV boxes, especially if you have a ratings box.
Even after she was so nice about your hair.
ABC1, where you will see Dragon Friends' own Demi Lard and Dragon Friends' own Michael Hing. Dragon Friends.
What? I'm not in that.
He's not in
What
that.
the fuck are you talking about?
You are.
Susie,
Watch
you
it.
said-
I'm in it?
You'll be pleasantly surprised. Alex Lee, obviously, is what I meant to say. Susie Youssef.
Questions written by you and me?
Yeah, and did mine make it through?
For Dragon Friends.
Yeah.
I don't know.
On screen.
There will be a moment when you watch tonight where Hing will be asked a question written by Ben Jenkins about Australian Minister Thomas Leigh from
Yeah,
the
from the
1900s.
20s,
Were we
yeah.
supposed to say this?
Hing's answer, which I do not believe made the edit immediately, because the question was what crime did he commit. Hing didn't even hesitate, and just his answer was he was a pedophile.
Yeah, that was great. That's one thing ABC audiences love.
See if you can spot the little
The edit point.
Snippy snippy?
when we put a pickup
He's
of a
not going-
different line.
It's interesting because we kind of come full circle because
Robbery.
Burglar.
There's one more fan up for you.
oh, one more fan art.
Can you look at the fan art and then we can see it on your
This
screen?
had better not be
yeah.
the crook penis
Where
thing
have I got to
Demi
look for it?
described.
So your NDI, it'll be in
Why
the Discord
not?
in the fan art channel.
I might have to. That might be more trouble than it's worth. Let's find. If we can get into it, I might have to authenticate myself.
Let me see.
Simon kind of losing it about a foot story.
he found a foot.
No good, can't do it.
Nah, he has to log in. You're never gonna find it.
You've got to join the Discord channel first.
You have to get it in.
I gotta get my two-factor authentication.
No!
No, I'll do it. I know how to do it. Authenticator.
There it
we
is.
go.
Shaq put it up.
Hey, thanks, Shaq.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, no one else needs to see it. Yeah. Well, that's.
No, just a second, wait. Okay, here we go. 700.
I think this is a good one. I think this was a really nice control.
We could come back to this.
I think we should come back to this. This is a good.
We've written the spiel. All right. Well, congratulations. And as we all enjoy Simon
Wait,
Greiner
fan art?
try and connect to the
There we
Dragon
go.
There it is.
Discord, it's a goodbye from me.